Welcome back, Panda Gang. We're going to start off this episode securing our eastern borders here. Found down the city. Xi'an, and right on we got horses right off the bat. Now I've got to send my scout back to Beijing because I do not trust what's going on up here with the Japanese. They've got these two warriors moving in sync towards the capital. And there's one thing you know about the AI, they never move together. They move kind of random. So when they're moving all together, I definitely take notice. Gonna follow them up here with my warrior. I've got an archer coming out in Taiwan. And Beijing was going for a settler, but I'm thinking I should switch up this production. Let's get a warrior out in 6 turns. And then just in case, I'll be able to buy an archer a couple turns out from now. Hopefully it's nothing though. If you look at Hojo Tokimo now, look, he actually has a lot of reasons for liking me, plus 12 for some unknown reason. And he's no longer denounced me, so it would make sense that he wants to be my friend now. Maybe just wants to clear out some barb camps. I'd appreciate that. In the new city of Xi'an, we're having some loyalty issues, falling at about 5 per turn. The settler lens just lies to you sometimes. This is definitely one of those times. I think it's because, oh yes, the Maori have settled here by the delicate arch. That does make sense. I see bronze working is definitely researched enough for the boost to finish it off, so let's swap over to riding quick. We can unlock the Edamanaki, which might be kind of sweet here in Xi'an on these floodplains here. Either way, there's plenty of barbarians to kill off, so I think I can get the boost for that. Oh man, look at this. There's 4 of them? I thought there was just 2 of these guys. I see this scout has found the city of Taiwan as well, but I can't deal with that right now. I got massive hordes of Japanese warriors to deal with. He's friendly to me now, though. Does he want to actually be friends? He has to decline. So why are you showing me friendly, bud? This is very, very suspicious. Okay, last time they seem to have just chilled there. Not trying to go for any kills. I guess I'll just fortify my warrior right here. If you fortify them for more than 1 turn, they actually get better defense. And this tile itself, the woods and the hill, it gives me a plus 6 combat strength. So this guy sitting here is pretty strong. We got the fortification, 7 from the promotion, 6 from where he's sitting. Okay, there it goes. They just started it off, Mr. Man with the samurai sword, going after my warrior. Luckily, he's sitting here on this super strong tile and survived at least 1 attack quite easily. Beijing's just got 1 warrior at its gates. I've got a scout that can't do too much, but I am kind of worried about this warrior stepping up to me as well. So why don't we just sit this nice scout on the truffles? That way we don't lose this luxury resource and our stream of gold. I've got enough gold, speaking of, to buy myself an archer. But there is a question on where do you actually want to buy the archer. Like here in Taiwan, we've got an archer coming out in 3 turns, and there's 3 warriors here trying to destroy the city. So it's kind of hard to say what to do. Whereas down here in Beijing, I mean, they could turn around and turn on the city in 1 second. You know what? Let's move this warrior back a little bit closer to the city. Buy us some time. We should have an archer coming out in just 3 turns there. And I'll opt to buy a archer here in Beijing. Again, it's sort of undecided which city Japan's going to go for. It does look like Taiwan, but hard to say. If I can finish things up here in Beijing quite quickly, then I can just move those guys towards Taiwan and then towards Kyoto and Japan. If we can go that far, we'll see. Luckily, though, with Taiwan hitting 3, Beijing at 2, and our newly founded city of Xi'an, we've got enough for a governor. So I'm going to go get myself some magnets, because we have plenty of trees. Put them in Xi'an, and boom, loyalty? What loyalty? We're just fine here. Next civic, definitely craftsmanship. We might need this military tradition to get flanking and support bonuses. And otherwise, we're just going to head towards political philosophy. Pedro looking to offer me a lot of gold for some horses and open borders. I will take that, sir. Going after my warrior once again. And look at this, they're sort of splitting their forces. Not to mention the backup from the barbarians. What are the barbarians doing here, man? Just trying to be peaceful. You know what, let's move the scout 1 step towards the barbarian. This way they're still in range to defend the truffles, but if this warrior comes along the backside here, they could actually help to put my city under siege, and that's a recipe for disaster. Over here in Taiwan, the warrior barely survived. Thank goodness. Let's back them off in the city to rest and repair. You know what? Let's take them actually 1 more tile, because otherwise I'm going to have to move them out of the city and take a turn to heal when my archer comes out to actually shoot. All right, yeah, it looks like they're coming towards Beijing. The plan is to finish off units as soon as possible. So this guy will get pretty low off 1 shot. My warrior here in Taiwan can fortify, heal himself up. That guy's going to be pretty much out of this war at this point, but at least he'll survive. Luckily, I've got an archer coming out in Taiwan that can chase down these warriors on their way and at least stop them from having any more backup. I think I saw 4 warriors total, along with this scout. Then we got this barbarian along the backside too. This is going to be quite the defense we got to pull off here. Luckily, I can sell my borders to people. Coupe is happy to pay a little bit of money. And Pedro, will you take a little bit more horses? 4 horses for 13 gold. That's good enough for me. Oh no, we got barbarians coming up in Xi'an as well. Man, we just can't get a breakout here. Alright, we've got writing though. For one day when we actually focus on getting some science, that'll be a great day to see. Okay, Mr. Warrior, where are you going to go? Let's send you towards the Japanese, and we'll use this archer to fight off the actual units in the city. I'm super worried about this scout that just found out about my city, so can we cut him off before getting back to the spearmen? Maybe. Up here in Taiwan, let's move our archer. Okay, I think this is a good spot because the warriors can't actually get to me. Maybe I can shoot at them in return. Writing's been complete. Let's move on to masonry because walls are pretty sweet when you're getting invaded. And building a quarry, if we can actually get a builder out somehow, in the midst of all this fighting, we can get that boosted as well quite quick. We did just finish building our units though. Beijing and Taiwan ready to build new stuff. We have craftsmanship finishing up in 2 turns. That's going to give us more production towards all the units we want, builders and military units. As far as builders goes, I'd like to get 1 in each of these cities. But that seems like a lot of charges going down when we're sort of in the middle of this weird war. And 6 turns is super soon, especially if we plug in that card for faster builder creation. Now that said, down here in our new city of Xi'an, we've got Magnus establishing in just 2 turns. So if we made some builders now, we could send them down towards Xi'an, presumably, and get started on chopping out all these forests here before moving Magnus around the empire. So yeah, we'll get the 1 builder, and then down here in Beijing, we'll get a settler as well, and see if we can settle down here to the southwest a little bit. It looks promising. I don't see any other civilizations nearby. That said, I haven't met anyone this way either. Okay, Japanese seem to be regrouping. Going into the fog of war, so I can't see where they're going. I see this scout, though. It's so close to the camp, I don't think I can head it off, especially with the spearmen here. They're just so strong. 33 strength if I attack, 25 base strength. I'll just get destroyed as a lonely scout. But maybe if I go straight at this warrior here, I can get a little bit of damage down, do something useful at least, right? Archer attacks, and do we want to finish off this warrior? Yeah, let's try and do our best to finish that guy off. Over here in Taiwan, if I back off the archer, can I shoot this guy? I feel like yes. Okay, that's brilliant. I actually shoot both, so let's go for the lower health guy. Always trying to finish off these units as quick as we can so they don't go home and heal up. Craftsmanship complete. We're going to get 30% production towards builder, 50% towards military units. Now, if we just do some quick math, 30% in Taiwan, that's going to be at 3 production. And right now we're getting 3 production from our good old urban planning, so I don't see any reason to swap that out, to be honest. I'd rather spread around the production across all 3 of these cities than just have them all in one. Now, can this scout win the fight here with the barbarian? That's a little bit risky, but let's go for it. He does, and we get bronze working out of that. We're going to find out where the iron is, figure out how to make encampment spearmen. Those guys are quite strong. I don't see a leaf, so there's no iron in our territory, but if we look around, nothing's jumping out to me, but we'll search. Yeah, no iron found just yet. What we have found is Japanese warriors, which we can fire with our arrows. Then closer to Beijing. Can this guy finish off the scout in 1 turn? Maybe not. Let's keep firing at the warrior. They're definitely more of a worry than a scout. Right now our unit's super low. Scout's got what, 1 health. Couple warriors here, under 50%. But at least we've got our archers in our cities. That's pretty strong defensive units. For science, I'm swapping out from masonry to irrigation so we can get this sweet tobacco over here. I don't see us needing the walls right now. We seem to be doing fine without them. For our next civic, we'll go towards state workforce. This is going to take a while to get in, man. 15 turns. That's another reason I like the urban planning card, because it's just so nice in general. You don't have to constantly build builders to make it worth it. And Xi'an now with Magnus installed here. We might just end up buying a builder right here. 215 gold. That's maybe 5 turns away. Not a bad idea. We've got our scout coming back. I swear this guy already went to the encampment to tell his guys, hey, come attack this city. Now he's back. Does that mean they're going to get even more reinforcements? I hope not. Anyways, huge hordes of Japanese coming now. Let's have this scout heal up. My warrior here is quite low. I don't know if they can hold on here very well. Maybe if we back them off and fortify here. My archer does have a promotion. Let's go ahead and use that garrison. That's going to give us 10 more combat strength while we're in here in the city. In Taiwan, we have another archer that can do some shots. Let's do that. 37 damage. That's quite a bit. And then a scout. Do we want to try and fight them? it's hard to say because this warrior is going to take some damage. They're also not going to heal up in that time. So I figure it's fine to just leave the scout for now. A lot of healing going on by those Japanese. I think we made normal age there, which is fantastic. Oh, we got hanging gardens. That might be a nice one to get 2 housing and 15% growth in all cities. All right, dedication time. Golden ages across the boards with everyone we know except for us. Luckily, we made normal, but that's going to have some loyalty impacts down in Xiang, I'm sure. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, it's still rising at 1 per turn. Thank goodness. But let's go ahead and make a dedication here. We're not building districts. We're not doing religion. It's going to be culture or science. I see founding city on the coast is actually not too high on our list. I know we can mine. I know we can get a quarry. We can make a trade route. Watermill isn't too hard, but it's kind of out of our way. Maybe we'll get ancient walls. On the culture side, I'm sure we'll clear a barbarian outpost. We'll get a pantheon eventually. And I do want to get to some wonder building. It's hard to say. Both of these are pretty tight. The other wrinkle with these 2 different dedications is that not only do you get arrow score for inspirations, but also when you build something like a theater square. So let's go here to the pen, brush, and voice because I do think I'll be getting some theater squares. Oh, and I think it says anything with a base yield with culture, so that would be a monument too. Tons of units in the capital here, but luckily our archer is quite promoted. There, they can finish the unit off in 1 turn, and this barbarian army has actually come to our rescue here. I'm sure there's just like 5 encampments over here, but they seem to be fighting the Japanese, so they're our friends as well. With irrigation completing, let's move our way towards the wheel because I like the idea of a watermill. The other option is masonry because, you know, we're going to get this boost to a quarry, we get walls, we can build the great walls. So yeah, why don't we start with masonry, then we'll go to the wheel. We'll swap out masonry once we're close enough to boost it because we have so many stones here to upgrade with quarries. Oh no, these guys are healing up. See, that's the thing. You got to finish off the units as soon as you can. Luckily, this guy just promoted in place so we can keep their health nice and low. And then, do we go for the scout? No, we're going for the warrior. Can we try to finish them off? There we go. What a shot. And we finally got the warriors of our own re-healed here in the city of Taiwan. Let's move them over towards the front lines. Mr. Scout here in Beijing, playing a dangerous game with the barbarians. Let's back you off to the truffles, mister. Oh yeah, look at these barbarians. My goodness, things are about to get real bad over here. I do have a builder though. Let's have them move towards the tobacco. That's something they can do. And then this warrior. Oh, never mind. Our archers got a promotion. We're going to do garrison as well. Defend those cities, guys. Very important. Our scout here constantly on the run. Looking like it should be able to survive, but it's getting kind of dire out here, man. I'd rather have the barbarian warriors come at me because I've got the +5 discipline strength against them. Plus, it's only the actual AIs that get the +4 combat strength bonus due to difficulty. Let me shoot him from Beijing. Get out of here. And now this looks like it's more of just a barbarian problem than anything. The city of Taiwan already bumping up against its housing limit. Luckily, we've got the builder making a plantation on the tobacco and then a camp on the deer. That's going to increase that by 1. We've got to start thinking about where this Temple of Artemis is going to go. Camps, pastures, and plantations. So we got a plantation on the tobacco, camp on the deer, and then 1 more on the deer over here. Now we've got a couple deer to choose from. This one on the east side. The tiles around it are actually pretty good. Like on the bottom side, there's the Adamanaki, which you don't really want to mess with. And then on the west side, this deer tile, the tiles aren't quite as awesome. And there's options for settles beyond them. Okay. This is starting to come together now. Maybe we'll try and buy out a tile around here. Yeah, this is only 65 gold. Huh, okay. Temple of Artemis pin going down. We'll have to get a camp on this deer. Luckily, it looks like the city is growing towards it. In the meantime, though, we got barbarian problems, man. So I don't want to build a trader just yet. Let's do a granary. That way the city can grow, stall a little bit. Then maybe we get a trader out of here when the roads are actually open. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 barbarians I can see. That's just the ones I can see. Don't forget about the Japanese. Luckily, they're fighting the Japanese. That's very helpful. I'll see if I can find out if many of those guys even exist. Okay, I see 2 more Japanese soldiers here. That's like almost nothing. From Beijing now, all I can fight at is the barbarians. Who do I want to go for here? Across the river, you do a pretty good fight. Honestly, I don't want you actually fighting anyone, though. Let's move you in there. We want to protect these truffles to keep our trade with the Brazilians going. Fire down at that barbarian, and I want to try and get this scout over to Xi'an to do a little bit of defending and to defend itself, too. The city is a bit vulnerable. It's got no protection, but I could buy out a archer with 3 more gold. So who will give me 3 gold? Maybe you, Coupe. No, he doesn't want horses, but I'm sure this guy wants horses. Enough for 3 gold? 5 gold. That's more than enough. Thank you. All right, so we got another archer, and that should be enough to solve these problems. Zian can at least start thinking about the future. We want to get an Anunnaki down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 floodplains tiles. I'll just place it for fun because I'm not actually using that tile, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I think we're going to use a lot of builder chops to get that done. Speaking of builders though, let's get started on Zian on some builders. It's tough. Like the plan was to get builders coming from other cities, but there's just barbarians everywhere. That isn't really going to work out, is it? This way we have the builder right here, can chop down all these woods, improve some tiles so the city's ultra productive. And that'll help us get towards this Anunnaki as well. Not much more drama unfolding here towards Beijing. I see one extra barbarian warrior, but the Japanese seem like they're pretty well done here. I pretty much hemmed off their escape route for any of these units, so I'm happy enough to just let this warrior chill here. And we don't even need to focus on the Japanese troops like this scout. They're just going to fight the barbarians, so let's get to work on these guys down here to the east. This guy's sitting on my truffles. I just can't have that, man. Get out, get out. And then we'll have the archer work on these guys coming towards the city. I see my scout, though, has ran into a little bit of trouble here with an enemy warrior. But I do have an archer who's found a scout. Let's get this guy across the river. Just survive, man. Just survive. Over here in Taiwan, finishing off a warrior. First time in a while, the city hasn't just been constantly bothered by those guys. Plantation going down. Beautiful natural disaster, taking advantage of that forest fire we had up here. That's why these tiles are so buff. They're so strong. Look at these yields. Oh, Japanese running some more. It's not going to work out, bud. Let's finish off this unit. And then from our home in Beijing, we can fire at the warrior. Wonderful. Our scout tricked the guy. Totally tricked the guy. Let's run you away. Oh, gypsum luxury resource. I might actually want to mine that out. It looks like we can finish off another barbarian out here. No, not quite, but we got a promo. Worth it. Our archer, though, man, this guy's actually in a bit of a tough spot coming this far out of the city. There's so many slingers here trying to finish him off. Just try and survive, bud, one turn. I'm sure they can't take the city. I'm starting to move my archer down here south from Taiwan. I'm trying to explore a little bit of this land down here, put a little pressure down. I'm seeing a lot of barbarians because, look, I've got a settler coming out in just one turn, and this is the general direction I want to push them. So as much as I can move towards this direction and get some pressure, clear it out so my settler can actually settle down a city, that's really important to me right now. Coming here from Beijing and then coming down from Taiwan. Speaking of Beijing, the Japanese scout pretty much finished off. I can do some big damage to this warrior, promote my own warrior, get battle cry, more strength against those enemy warriors. Then over in Jian, okay, easy shots either way. I'd like to get rid of the scout so it doesn't tell its friends about me. A lot of these sciences I'm close to getting, man. Like build a quarry, so easy. Minor resource, you just saw that gypsum earlier. Easily getting that. But it's just hard to say, like, what else do I want? Like, I'll put some turns in towards currency, I guess. Sailing's a decent one. Alright, that's the end of the Japanese scout. Look at all these barbs, though. Oh my gosh. State workforce completed. There's wonder production. That's actually going to be pretty key. Conscription, we don't care. Government plaza, no big deal. As for this exact second, though, we got this urban planning, discipline, keeping this in for sure. Let's take a look at what the next one will get. Political philosophy. Okay, this is going to take a long time, 15 turns. And I do actually want to start building wonders, but what the heck is up with these barbs? 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 barbarians on my screen right now. I got to deal with these guys ASAP. And just now, Beijing spawned themselves a settler. Let's just think some math real quick. If I'm getting 15% bonus towards a wonder, look, that's pretty much the same as I'm getting from urban planning. So totally not worth it. We'll keep discipline in here to fight off these crazy barbs. Urban planning, absolutely goated card. Like, there's almost nothing better than this, man. And we'll continue the slog against the barbs, dude. Okay, get this guy out of here. I'm actually going to have this builder fix up the deer inside my lands first. Let the borders grow, save some gold, and upgrade this other deer next. Because I've already got to spend gold on this tile that I want to put down the wonder on, right? Okay, let's try and clear a lane. That scout's going down. My warrior here, there's two options. One, I can try and push in towards and finish off this barb encampment. Now that would be super nice because it'd mean they can't just constantly come at me from this area here. But I need to get this settler on its way down to the southwest. That's of utmost importance. Yes, there's potential for like an okay settle in between my two cities here. But we want this guy to maximize his potential. So let's start moving them this way, and we'll have a warrior escort them. Beijing, having completed its settler, is ready to not lose its population constantly due to that. I want to get the hanging gardens. That can be anywhere next to the river. Let's go ahead and place it here next to the city. Now, flooding won't destroy your wonder, which is wonderful. And then we can get some theater squares going down right next to it. And we'll actually be able to share some of the adjacency if we put a city down, let's say near these deer or near the wonder down here. New governor title available too. Definitely going with Pangala, and they're going in at my highest pop city. That's also giving me all the science yields. Look at this. Taiwan here giving me 6 science per turn, over half of my science. It's wonderful. Sorry, I forgot to mention, even though I'm putting the Hanging Gardens down, I'm actually going to make a trader here in Beijing, and then we'll swap in the Hanging Gardens soon enough. Similar story here in Xi'an. We've got the Wonder planned. We're not going to use them just yet. Let's get rid of this annoying slinger. We'll try and hold this side of the river, and my archer can exercise zone of control over it, and hopefully just keep the city safe with one single archer. That would be nice. In Beijing, though, right, everything's about this settler. Let's move them one step closer and protect them with our archer. In Taiwan, we got the builder kill. Oh, didn't quite get the warrior kill. Warrior kill, not builder kill. Keep our builders safe. I see a new scout, though. This guy can't get back home and get more friends. Up here in Taiwan, we got about 5-6 turns to kill because our builder's got to get over here, build himself camp, then move back, build himself camp before we get started on the Temple of Artemis. That also means, hey, we got a few turns, and then you're going to have to build a wonder for a while, right? So the options are, do you want another military unit or a builder? Man, I'm just a sucker for the economy, so let's get a builder. They can farm out this wheat. We can maybe even get some lumber mills going on these wood tiles. To actually do that, though, we need construction. So masonry's got to get finished up, man. Where's our builder in the capital here at Beijing? There's just no builder. Maybe this builder from Taiwan can fix that up for us. Once we get this trade route going, we'll have some nice roads between the cities. Lots of mobility for our dudes. Okay, check it out. Scouts getting right up to the city, getting very comfortable with it. Let's finish off its warrior friend, build out the camp. The city now should have more housing. Look at that, 8 housing with the granary we built too. It better be growing like crazy. A 5.9 food surplus. That's amazing. In Beijing, we're moving our guys up, slow and steady. The scout too. Should you keep healing up here, or should we move you? Let's have you just keep healing right here. That's fine. Clash is going down. Luckily, I moved my archer back into the city. We've got 2 slingers here trying to run for their lives, but they will not get away. You're not getting out of here, bud. We've even got warrior reinforcements coming in from that Japanese war. Speaking of the Japanese war, can we make peace, man? Will you give me money? Let's just make peace. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. I swear you wanted to be my friend before. Let's go back and look. Still plus 12. Like, this guy's supposed to want to be my buddy here. There's just something about him that really makes him want to fight me. I don't know what it is. Thanks for watching, Panda Gang. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to actually pay for Windows, so make sure to subscribe. Peace.